Hey, good afternoon, dragons. How are you? It's a Monday, and it's time for us to get back together and share some stories, do some story time. Actually, today I'm sitting in my backyard. I'm not at school today. Enjoying a little sunshine. There's a little break in the clouds, so the sun is out. But hey, let's share our story. This week we're going to read Cam Jansen and the Snowy Day Mystery. It's snowing outside. Inside, Cam and her classmates are headed to the computer lab. When they get there, Cam, Eric, and Danny can't do any work. Their computers are missing. What happened to them? Were they stolen? Will you be able to solve the mystery before Cam does? Let's find out. All right, here we go. Chapter 1. It's only snow. It's just tiny flakes, Mrs. Lane, the school bus driver shouted. She turned, "Look outside," she told the children on her bus. "It's snowing. So what?" "I'll tell you so what. Parents drive their children to school when it snows. They block the road and I can't get this bus close enough to drop you off." Cam Jansen sat next to the window. She looked out. There was a long line of cars ahead of the bus, and lots of parents were walking their children to school. We don't have many snow days around here. Cam's friend, Eric Shelton, sat next to her. "We'll be late," Eric said. "Lots of children will be late," Cam said. The car just ahead stopped. A man got out. He opened a large umbrella. Then he opened the back door of his car and helped his son out. Mrs. Lane stuck her head out the window and called to him, "It's only snow. It's just tiny flakes." "I'll be right back," the man said. "No, no," Miss Lane shouted. "Move your car." The man didn't move his car. He held on to his son's hand and he walked him towards the school. Miss Lane threw up her hands. "She's upset," Eric whispered. "She gets upset a lot," Cam said, "but there's a whole line of cars ahead. Umbrella Man couldn't move his car. That's why he got out." Eric leaned across Cam and looked out the window. "Wow! Look at all those cars. We'll be here for a while." "Honk, honk. Now look," Mrs. Lane said. Everyone stopped to let a car come out from the back of the school. Miss Lane turned off the bus engine. While she watched as everyone let the car pass. "While we wait," Eric said, "let's have some fun. Let's play a memory game." Cam looked at the children sitting in the bus. She blinked her eyes and said, "Click." Then she looked outside at all the cars. She blinked her eyes again and said, "Click." "Close your eyes," Eric said. Cam closed her eyes. Eric looked at the girl sitting across the aisle and asked, "What is Patty wearing?" "A green coat," Cam said with her eyes still closed. "And she has a blue stocking cap and striped mittens on." Cam leaned close to Eric and whispered, "She has the mittens on the wrong hands." Eric looked at Patty. She did have the mittens on the wrong hands. "She has a three little pigs lunchbox," Cam said, "and the big bad wolf is wearing a blue stocking cap too, just like Patty." Cam's friend says she has a mental camera. Adults call it photographic memory. They mean she remembers just about everything she sees. It's as if she has photographs stored in her head. When Cam wants to remember something, she looks at it, blinks her eyes, and says, "Click." Cam says, that's the sound her mental camera makes. Cam's real name is Jennifer Jansen. When she was a baby, people called her Red because she has red hair. But then they found out about her amazing memory. They started calling her Camera. Soon the camera became just Cam. Eric asked, "What color is the car stopped in front of us?" "It's yellow, and its license plate is MV613. In front of that is a red car and then a white car, and their license plates are 18CH54 and AI7218. And the car that came from the back of the school is blue, and its license plate is BMY241. Wow, Eric said, you're amazing. Thank you, Cam said, and opened her eyes. Cam looked out the window. Hey, look, she said, Umbrella Man is back. The car ahead of us is moving. The man closed his umbrella. Get in, Mrs. Lane called to the man. Get in your car and move it. Umbrella Man opened his car door and got in. He turned on the engine and his car moved ahead. Mrs. Lane drove the bus up the front of the school. She pushed a button and the bus door opened. Goodbye, goodbye. Have a good day in class, Mrs. Lane said to the children as they got off the bus. We're late, Eric told Cam. Let's hurry. Eric ran ahead. He slipped on the wet, snowy walk. Cam helped him up. Let's go, Eric said. I'm not hurt. I'll go, Cam said, but I'll go slowly. Cam and Eric walked slowly into school. Chapter 2. The front of the school was crowded with children and their parents. The principal, Dr. Pell, was there too. Please be careful, Dr. Pell told people as they walked past her. The floor is wet. It's slippery. Cam and Eric passed the office and turned right. They walked past the gym to room 118. Their teacher, Ms. Benson, stood by the door. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Eric, she said as they walked in. A few children were in their seats. Others were still taking off their coats and boots. Danny took 2 black checkers from the game corner and a carrot from his lunch bag. He put the checkers over his eyes and scrunched his face to keep them in place. He held the carrot by his nose and called out, Look at me, I'm a snowman. Danny, Ms. Benson said, Please get in your seat. Danny put away his snowman things. Hey, he called out as he went to his seat. This is terrible. There's a radiator here, and I'm melting. Danny pretended to be a melting snowman. He wiggled and slowly fell to the floor. Beth was in her seat right behind Danny's. You're not funny, she told him. Cam's and Eric's seats were next to each other in the back of the room. Mrs. Benson checked out to see who was in class and who was absent. Good morning, a voice called out through the speaker on the wall. This is Dr. Prell. Please listen to the morning announcements. The children listened. When the announcements were done, Ms. Benson told them, Get in line, class. We're going to the computer room. We have to get in line to get in line. Oh, we have to get in line to get online, Danny said. No one laughed. Don't you get it, Danny asked. You use a computer to get online and connect to the internet. We get it, Beth said. It's just not funny. Oh yeah, Danny said. Do you know why the cat was thrown out of the computer room? Because he played with the mouse. And do you know why the hamburger went to the computer store? It went to get chips. Do you get it? Chips. Computer chips, not potato chips. Beth frowned. Do you know why the old man on the mountain stopped to rest on the way to the computer store? He stopped because it was a hard drive. A hard drive. Danny laughed. Don't you get it? He was driving on a mountain road, so it was a hard drive. But there's a hard drive in a computer. Stop, Beth said. Just stop. The children followed Ms. Benson to the computer room. Welcome, the computer teacher, Ms. Bell said. Take your regular seats, then follow the directions on the board. Danny pushed to the head of the line. He hurried to his seat by the window. The other children went to their seats. Hey, Danny called out, my computer is missing. When will you stop? Beth asked him. You're really not funny. But it is missing. It really is. Mine is gone too, Eric said. So is mine, Cam said. Mrs. Bell went to Danny's, Eric's, and Cam's desks. Their computers were gone. Maybe someone borrowed them, Eric said. Maybe they're being fixed, Cam said. Miss Bell shook her head and hurried to the front of the room. She used the room telephone and called the office. "Let me speak to Dr. Prell." Mrs. Bell waited. Then she asked, "Did you let someone borrow 3 of my computers?" Mrs. Bell listened for a moment and then said, "Well, they're gone. 3 computers are gone." "They're stolen," Danny said. "I bet someone stole Mrs. Bell's computers." Well, those are the first 2 chapters. We will finish reading as we go through this week. And by the end of the week, we'll have the whole book read. And maybe, just maybe, you will have figured out who stole the computers. And you will solve that mystery. Well, that's the end of our time together today, my friends. And remember, just in case no one had a chance to share it with you yet, I love you. I want you to be successful. That will not change. Have a great rest of Monday and a great week.